Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live and exclusively on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio. We are awaiting Michael Bullock and Dee Woodson. If they do both come in tonight, then we'll catch them up on what happened. I do know Bullock was going to be on. I don't know if he got the invite, so I did send it. So we're just waiting for them to show up. But until then, we're going to start off our edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem with AEW, which was from the Hub Center in Austin, Texas tonight. And we started it out with the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line, as it was the champions, Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, and they went up against Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian of SCU. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 13 minutes and 40 seconds, and still the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. I called it. I knew it. I called it. I said it. I knew this was going to happen. A lot of people were calling for new champions. Anthony Florio called for new champions. Michael Bullock called for new champions last week on this show, and I say that was not going to happen. Bragging rights for me tonight, and it feels goddamn good. 3.5 stars. This was a great jump off to the show. Great match. Great psychology. Of course, the Dark Order, Butcher, and the Blade showed up after the fight. But to say the very least, this is what we needed. A good, solid fight. And there's really nothing more to add. So, yeah. Anthony Florio, it's all yours. Like I said, I get bragging rights, at least for this moment.
You were right. You were right. We'll eat the humble pie, MF. Yes, and you said it on the show, and you are exactly right. Don't worry, that big payoff is coming. Maybe at the pay-per-view. I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, what I do know is this to me. I don't often do this, but I gotta call co-fight of the night here. There were 2 matches on this show here tonight, and this was one of them that I'm considering both fight of the nights because they were both so damn good. I can't put one over the other, honestly. This was a 4-star match. It was a great all-action opener with some drama between Hangman and Omega included, followed by the big brawl to hype next week's Battle Royal. Great opening overall to highlight the tag team division. So not really much more to say on this. So, Michael Bullock, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this opening tag team title match. 4 stars.
I'm going to say 3.5 to 4. I mean, this was definitely a great way to start off this edition of AEW. And yeah, I mean, Fletch wins the bragging rights for this week. I mean, I'll eat that. Well, I'll actually eat that big old slice of humble pie. I mean, well, the reason why I say a big old slice of it, because A, not only did I have them losing, but B, I thought this was the time Hangman Page was going to turn on Omega, but neither of those happened, so it's a big old slice of humble pie for me. And I do mean a big one. So, yeah, this is definitely a good way to start it off. So, and good work by both teams. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Fletch, it's yours.
All right. The next thing that we had was Dustin Rhodes going one-on-one with Sammy Guevara. Dustin Rhodes with the victory. 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's yours, my friend.
By default, this was the worst fight of the night. But this worst fight of the night, I'm actually going to give 3.25 stars. It was good, and it sets up Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Now, as much as I can't stand Sammy Guevara, I really didn't like seeing him lose ahead of the pay-per-view match that he's going to have against Darby Allin, which should be something interesting. I wish someone other than Sammy could have taken the loss, but I do think it worked overall. So a solid match, but because a lot of the matches tonight were really good, this one has to come in by default as the worst fight of the night. And if it's a 3.25 star match, then they actually did something right this evening. So all I can say on this, 3.25 stars for this. So nothing more to say on this. So Bullock, Sammy Guevara, he's got a date with Darby Allin, and it looks like Jake Hager is going to be facing Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, I'll say by default, like you said, the worst fight of the night. I'll give it 3 stars. Even though it was a short match, in the amount of time it did get, I thought both of them really delivered on this match. Say what you want about Sammy Guevara. I can't stand him either, but yeah, he proves that he can get it done in the ring. But Dustin Rhodes gets one up on him, and then he basically calls out Jake Hager and calls him for being Chris Jericho's bitch. Yeah, I like that little promo there, and saying, "Oh, when are you ever going to get into the ring in AEW?" Yep. Now he's going to get the opportunity. We're finally going to get to see Jake Hager in action, and he's going to be facing Dustin Rhodes at Revolution. And all I can say is, guys, it's about damn time, because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see Jake Hager finally get in the ring in action at AEW, and it's going to happen at Revolution. And like you said, Sammy Guevara, he's got a date with Darby Allin, so it's going to be interesting to see how both those matches go. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. 3 stars, and by default, this is the worst fight of the night. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 3 stars as well. And the thing is that the way that the fight went down, and really what caused all the thing is, first Jake Hager, I think was dealing with a minor injury or something like that. Plus, on top of that, he still was contractually obligated with Bellator, so he still had I think a fight or something like that. So there was actually a no compete clause. So that's why you haven't seen him in the ring, not yet. But now he is gonna. I think he no longer has any obligations to Bellator. So yeah, he's free to fight. He's free to go. So that's why you're going to see the match. That's why you see what's going to happen. But, good fight, 3 stars. I'll give you that. And we move right along to a title match. Another title fight. The AEW Women's Championship of the World on the line. And the champion, the lovable Rio, putting the title on the line against the woman she beat to win the title at first, and that one was Nyla Rose. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 12 minutes and 22 seconds, and new AEW Women's Champion of the World, Nyla Rose. She wins the title tonight. History has been made in Austin, Texas. Michael Bullock, it is all yours.
Well, like you said, Fletch, history was made, and Nyla Rose gets a little payback for when Rio won the title. And as far as the match goes, I'll give it about maybe 3.25 to maybe 3.5. It was a good match. Definitely. But I'll say it, and Anthony Florio, I know you're going to back me up on this. We've said it so many times here. This was a good match, no doubt about it, but that women's division still is a work in progress in AEW. Can we all agree on that?
Yes, absolutely.
but I could actually say that this was the best women's match we've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably say this is the AEW's Women's Fight of the Year. I'll go as far to say that.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction with what we saw here tonight, but they still need a little bit more seasoning because I think right now, when it comes to all this, I think the NXT women's wrestlers are much better when it comes to this. So, congratulations, Nyla Rose, and all I can say is good luck to any woman trying to take that title from her, especially with how dominant she could be. So, nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
3 to 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. I agree with that. The crowning of the new champion was great. I'm all for it. I think it's a great moment. And on top of that, I'm going as far to call it the AEW Women's Fight of the Year. I thought this was just as good, probably even better than the women's title fight the first time around when we decided the AEW Women's Champion on Dynamite. So, I mean, Riho was a good champion. Not going to be memorable. I'm sorry. She is a stunning beauty. No doubt about it. Her wrestling ability is second to none. It is very superior, her wrestling ability. But the thing is Riho never really had an opportunity because we never really saw her all the time. You know, she has obligations in Japan. She has obligations in the United States. It kind of is, it was good, but it wasn't great. Was it memorable? It was memorable because she was the first champion ever. But if you're talking about, was this a great reign or anything like that? I'm sorry, guys, no. And I'm not going to be here to say if it was this or that. I think to give the belt to Nyla Rose is a great move. And I think Nyla Rose will be a very interesting champion, to say the very least. I think the time was right. I think it was absolutely the time for her to turn the title. And I really got nothing else to add. So, no, nothing more to say. Anthony Floyo, it's all yours.
Yes, indeed. And there was one women's match before this one that was really good, and that was the one back all the way back on New Year's Day. I mean, that 4-way. I mean, that was insanity and fun. But this here, I think, just may have surpassed it here. I mean, oh my god, this is my other co-fight of the night. Obviously, this was 4 stars as well. At worst, it would have been 3 3/4, but it was 3 3/4 to 4. This was very good and one of the best AEW women's singles matches to date. Riho was a great babyface. Nyla Rose was a great monster badass heel. The layout and work delivered, and the crowd was into it the whole time. So, yes, indeed, as MF said, history was made here this evening. New AEW Women's Champion. Nyla Rose can now say, I am the second AEW Women's Champion. But Riho, however, can say, hey, Nyla, I'm the first. Can't take that away from me. But you did take my titles, so well done, Nyla Rose. And my question, and all I can say now is, now that freak is holding the title, she's going to hold it for as long as she wants to.
Oh,
I think she's going to hold it. I think she's going to hold it even longer than Riho.
No. There's one who I think could take the belt from her. There's one I could instantly say could take the belt from her.
And that would be?
Kong.
Oh, yes.
You cannot forget about Kong.
I certainly cannot.
Florio. Come on.
Nope. I'm not forgetting about
the thing is, Fletch, we haven't seen her. Well, I can't remember the last time we saw her, so it's easy to forget her. But yeah, I mean, she definitely could take
she's
the title
still
from.
there. She's still on the roster.
That
So
is true.
you cannot dismiss it. We might want to dismiss it, but we can't.
Nope, we cannot ignore it. Great point. I will give you that. I mean, we get those two freaks going at it. Oh my word!
Reinforce the ring.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hope the ring's been reinforced.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be the immovable, the irresistible force against the immovable object. Although you can make an argument that they're both immovable objects.
Remember the battle of the monster trucks between Hulk Hogan and the Giant from Halloween Havoc when they were on top of Cobalt Hall when they were doing that? That's exactly what it's gonna be like. Two monster trucks going at it. Who's gonna push the other one off the ledge? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm leaving it at that.
Yes. So this was my other fight of the night. 4 stars. And all I can say is it's about damn time that the women finally delivered.
Yeah.
You got it for one night. Now that you've achieved it, we don't expect anything less. So the days of ho-hum diva fights in your promotion, they better be gone going forward. Move on. Congratulations, Nyla Rose. Let's move on.
Next fight of the night we had, MJF 1-on-1 with Jungle Boy. MJF wins the match in 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Sleeper fight of the night. I'll give you sleeper fight of the night. This one was actually surprisingly good. Jungle Boy really went for it. He really went for it. He pushed MJF to the limit. I know a lot of people were hoping Jungle Boy pulled the upset. Unfortunately, MJF was resourceful enough, was able to get the job done, and then takes a shot at Cody Rhodes by doing the crossroads on Jungle Boy at the end. Yup, we knew that was coming, but at the end of the day, good, solid TV quality match. You can't dismiss that. Another 3 to 3.5 star fight. Like I said, sleeper fight of the night for me. Anthony, it's yours.
Sleeper fight of the night for me as well, MF. You're absolutely right. 3.5 stars is my rating for it. The crowd was great for this. The match was very good. Outcome was never in doubt. MJF was always going to win, and he did, and he looked good. But Jungle Boy, he also continued to impress as he also delivered a high-quality outing. So that's really all there is to say on this. And, the outcome was not in doubt. But, hey, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, the son of the late, great Luke Perry. I mean, I know Papa Luke's got to be smiling down saying, hey, that's my boy, man. I mean, that is a future star right there. That's a breakout star waiting to happen. So that's all I can say on that. So future champion, that's all I can say. So, and with the announcement of a possible new title coming in AEW down the road, that could really do wonders for Jungle Boy. So nothing more to say on this. 3.5 stars, sleeper fight of the night. Michael Bullock, as much as we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but hey, match was damn good though.
Oh, it was definitely good. I mean, it was another 3.5 star match. I mean, yeah, the outcome was never in doubt. But yeah, major props to Jungle Boy. I mean, he continues to get better and better every time, and I'll tell you what, he's really rising, and I think he's only going to get better and better as time goes on in his career in AEW. But there was one part of the match that really irked me when it came to MJF. Anybody want to take a guess what it is?
Oh, I know, and I'm sorry I didn't address it. It should have been addressed. I think this is the most disgusting thing he's done yet. I mean, even more so than when he wore that shirt about DDP's daughter. No. Forget about that. That's not disgusting anymore. What he did tonight, saying, "Hey, Brandy, you gotta have yourself a real man." Yeah.
And
and grabbed his junk. Okay, hold up. Let me give a TO on this, and let me add a little context to this. There was a little bit of a. All right, how can I say this? There was a little tit for tat going on between Brandy and MJF on being the elite, right before AEW. But there was a little something going on between the two of them because at the time there was a angle between Flip Gordon and Brandy Rhodes. And they were basically, it was Brandy was needed. Okay, Cody was going around doing his thing, wrestling around the world. Brandy was getting lonely. Well, Flip, being a good guy, being the good friend, was like, you know what? I'll hang with you. You know, we can develop a friendship, this and that. Cody got jealous. Cody got really jealous of how close they were getting. But Brandy was assuring him, oh no, there's nothing going on. He's a BFF, he's my best friend, and there's really nothing going on. And at the end of the day, there was nothing going on. Well, insert MJF, and this was becoming the same thing. Good friends, they were being pretty cool with each other. She kissed him once on the cheek, saying that my husband is I'm gonna be very PC about this, an effing animal. Like, he's crazy. Don't ever call him crazy. He's a freaking lunatic, is what she called her husband, Cody Rhodes. Because I think they used the crazy thing, and that was about a little too close to AJ Lee, and yeah, they didn't want to go down that road. So yeah, there is a little history between Brandy and MJF. It's just starting to surface a little bit now. As much as it's deplorable and we can't stand that, but there is some backstory to it.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, I mean, it's still deplorable. It's disgusting, and I mean, but like I think we all can agree here, MJF is going to get his comeuppance come Revolution, and I think we all can agree that MJF is going to get probably the biggest ass kicking of a lifetime. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
Oh yeah, you'll get an amen. I think everybody's hoping to see MJF lose to Cody Rhodes, but the question is it going to happen? Because I mean,
he's gonna get through Wardlow next week in that steel cage.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So we'll find out next week. But either way, it was a good match. 3.5 stars. It's just that little thing that MJF did that just rubbed me the wrong way. Plus, it's yours.
Absolutely, and I have no problem with that. All right. Main event of the evening, Jon Moxley versus Santana. Jon Moxley wins the match in 9 minutes and 58 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Another 3.5 star match. It was a smart stylistic change from the rest of the show with the early brawling. They had another really good match here. Santana looked good in defeat. Moxley won as he should have. And the beatdown angle post-match played out very well. So, and then, of course, Jeff Cobb, this new henchman. So, man, you thought the Inner Circle couldn't be any more dangerous. Oh, my goodness. Now that you got that lunatic on their side. Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy. Jericho's going to hold that AEW world title as long as he wants to. But then again, I don't know. Going into Revolution, I really don't know. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks Mox can do it. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. So we got a little time to think about it in a couple weeks. So really nothing more to say on this. Another 3.5 star match to close out what I think was the best AEW show of the year so far. So That's really all I can say on this. So Michael Bullock, Inner Circle just got even more dangerous with Jeff Cobb now on their side. Oh boy, that's big trouble for Moxley and the rest of AEW.
Yeah, I agree. 3.5 stars. This was another solid match. A good way to close out, like you said, the best AEW show of 2020 up to this point. And yeah, I mean, you obviously needed Moxley to go over and to continue to build momentum going into his AEW World Title match against Chris Jericho at Revolution. And then you had not only Santana Ortiz, but the rest of the Inner Circle. And then just when you thought it couldn't get any more worse for Jon Moxley, that the new guy Jeff Cobb, yeah, he gave Jon Moxley a little taste of what he can expect next week. And yeah, I mean, now him being part of the Inner Circle, whew, I mean, if you thought the Inner Circle was dangerous already, you put Jeff Cobb in there, they're now more dangerous than ever.
They're indestructible.
Indestructible. And I hate to say this, but I mean, if that's the case, Chris Jericho's going to hold on to that AEW title as long as he wants. We better get used to Le Champion for a long time. But you know what? Something tells me I still think Jon Moxley is somehow going to pull it out, but how? We'll just have to wait and see come Revolution. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Come Revolution, we'll wait and see. 3.5 stars for the main event. I got really nothing else to add here. So we're just going to dig right into the overall review, which I believe goes to Anthony. Oh, it's you, Michael Bullock. All right. So Bullock, it's yours.
All right. And like you said, and like we said, this is the best AEW show of 2020. How good is it? I'm going to give this about an 8.5 out of 10, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there wasn't even one bad match on this show. I mean, the worst fight of the night was that Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, and that was a 3-star match. So it wasn't as bad as it looked. So yeah, I mean, when you had all these good matches and the builds going into Revolution, yeah, I liked what I saw tonight. So Fletch, I think we can definitely say AEW Dynamite certainly delivered tonight.
I disagree with your rating, Michael Bullock. I'm going to go higher. 9 out of 10. I think it was a great show tonight. I think they delivered and then some with the way that this show had played out. Every match that we had was over 3.5 stars, a couple of 4s. It wasn't the perfect show. I'm not giving it the perfect 10, but it was pretty damn close to a perfect 10. But a couple of here and there things, couple of things I didn't like, a couple of nitpicks I'll do. But other than that, this was by far the best show of the year for AEW on TV, and I'll gladly give you that. So, no, I got really nothing more to add. Anthony, Mike Bullock gave it 8.5. I gave it the solid 9. Where do you stand on the play?
8.5 to 9. That's where I stand. I'll tell you what, guys. This episode, this week's AEW Dynamite was a fantastic show, and it was the best episode to date. Great tag title match, really good women's title match and title switch. Everything in the ring delivering, and the feeling that everything was really clicking along. The Santana interview with Jim Ross was great, something they should do more of. The Dr. Britt Baker heel turn is coming along nicely, and they also did a great job of setting up next week's show, as well as doing more build for Revolution. And next week on AEW Dynamite from Atlanta, Of course, the headline match, obviously, Cody and Wardlow in the first ever AEW Steel Cage match. Jon Moxley will go up against Jeff Cobb. That tag team battle royale, the number one contendership for the tag titles. And the tag team champions, Hangman and Kenny Omega, against the Lucha Brothers. Oh boy, that's a big show in the ATL next week. So it's an 8.5 to 9 for me. No doubt about it. All right, NXT. It's not often we say this, but Bullock and NXT, you've been put on notice. Hope you delivered. Let's move on.
We started it off with Roderick Strong cutting a promo. That led to the first fight of the night. Roderick Strong versus Bronson Reed. And when it was all said and done, Roderick Strong wins the match in 14 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh, man. What a jump off. Fight of the night. 4 stars just to jump it off. NXT came out with fire at the beginning. Roddy and Bronson, guys, take a bow and take a lap around the Full Sail University, boys, because you deserve it, man. You tore the house down on that one, man. I cannot say anything bad about it. This was a good fight, great match, jump off without a doubt. Anthony, it's yours.
4 stars. Absolutely fantastic. Excuse me. This was a fantastic matchup here. Leave it to Roderick Strong to take a not so good worker in Bronson Reed. You know, he's a little, he can be green as grass at times, but Roderick Strong with his body of work, you know, that's what did it. I mean, Roddy made Bronson Reed look like $1 million here this evening. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, wow. Interesting to see Bronson Reed in such a prime spot opening the show. Match was great, and you know, you could have had a distraction lead to a Reed win. He'll have to wait for that. But the Velveteen Dream and Roddy feud continues to sizzle, and you know, it is what it is. So, yes, 4-star match. Very well done. And yes, MF, you are absolutely spot on. This was indeed the fight of the night. So, well done. Take a bow. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, this was NXT saying, hey, AEW, you got a tag title match? That's fine. We're going to throw out Roderick Strong and Bronson Reed, and they're going to tear the damn house down. Mamma mia, they did just that.
Oh, yeah, they certainly did. And I'll think it was better than, I mean, it was definitely better than that tag team match
Amen.
That we saw on AEW when they started off.
I'll give the point to NXT for that. I think NXT won that battle. Definitely.
Yeah. 4-star match. I mean, leave it to someone like Roderick Strong, like Florio said, to take someone like Bronson Reed and make him look really good, even in defeat. That was basically NXT saying, all right, AEW, you got a world tag team title match to kick it off. How about we fire right back with these two going at it? And they certainly delivered. So yeah, in the immoral words of a familiar guy that used to work at WEEI, John Mita Perel, Roddy Strong and Bronson Reed, take a bow. Nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Take a bow and then some, guys. And then to continue it on, the next fight of the night we had Dakota Kai goes one-on-one with Candice LeRae, winner of the bout, in a hair under 6 minutes, 5:59, but 6 minutes altogether. Dakota Kai wins the match. And as a nod to Anthony Florio, she was rocking the New York Yankee gear tonight. I know that definitely got you going, Florio. Dakota Kai wins.
And when you get me going with a beautiful woman, there's nothing left for me to say except two things happened. First off, the heart eye emoji. Absolutely. I had the hearts in my eyes. Absolutely. And of course, I heard the singing angels. Ah, that's all there is for me to say on that.
Oh, good grief!
Hey, that's what
Kidding
happened.
me? Oy.
3.25, 3.25 to 3.5 stars. There was so little time after return from the commercial that it seemed like the commercial was only called because of the blood spot. I mean, Candice LeRae got busted open.
Yeah, she did.
Match was fine, but Dakota Kai does not have any dominant victories since her heel turn. It was kind of a lucky roll-up, which is occasionally fine for a heel. But right now, Kai seems like a badass who can't win in a badass way. That's my only little criticism. But other than that, it was a fine match. So I'm leaning more towards 3.25 stars. But that's all I can say on that. Dakota Kai looked damn good in that pinstripe get up. Absolutely. So I don't know what else there is to say except Michael Bullock. No dominant wins since the heel turn, but she really needs to do something badass in a badass way. And Sunday, she's got a golden opportunity to do so in the street fight.
Yeah, I mean, 3 stars for me on this. I mean, the match was good, but yeah, I mean, like you said, Florio, I mean, she didn't do anything really heelish to say the very least. I mean, she needs to really do something heelish to, if we're going to take her heel character seriously. And she's got that golden opportunity Sunday at TakeOver Portland when she takes on her former best friend Tegan Knox in a street fight. I mean, that to me has got to, that could be a potential sleeper fight of the night there. I mean, especially with it being a street fight. So, yeah, so nice win for Dakota Kai, but she really needs to do some more heelish things. And like I said, TakeOver, she's got that opportunity, especially since there are no rules in a street fight. So Fletch, I mean, do you think Dakota Kai's heel needs a little more seasoning?
I think right now she needs an edge. And look, she beat Candice LeRae, and normally when you beat Candice LeRae, that gives you a little bit of a momentum. But it just didn't work because it was a roll-up victory. I kind of feel like, and I'm sorry I'm going to say this, it almost feels like Bayley on SmackDown Live right now. Dakota Kai is the Bayley of NXT. She is trying to be a heel. She looks like a heel, but it's not translating on TV. It's not connecting with the fans. I mean, she's got the look. And the viciousness that we saw when she did what she did at War Games, like, she could be a legit badass heel. But she's too sweet. She's too innocent. She's too pure. I'm sorry. I'm not convinced. I think that's the best way to say it. She reminds me of Bayley. Bayley is going too hard to try to make herself look like a heel. Dakota Kai is the same way. I don't know if you guys are going to agree with that, but I agree. But my sentiment is, or my feeling is, that she is the Bayley of NXT.
I agree with you. I agree with you there, Fletch. I mean, Bayley over there on SmackDown, she's trying her best to do heelish things. Making things personal, bringing up Lacey Evans' daughter, but it's just not really convincing enough for the fans. This is the same thing we're seeing with Dakota Kai. I mean, both of them, I gotta say, they really need some work to be done on their heel character, or otherwise it's not going to work. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. So I really got nothing more to add there. So we're just going to move right along, folks. Don't want to waste too much more time, but we're going at a pretty good pace. Next up, we do have was Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 4 seconds via submission, it was Johnny Gargano. The Gargano escape and Grimes taps out. Michael Bullock, you lead off on this match.
I'm going to give this about another 3.5 star match. I mean, Johnny Gargano's matches are always so good, and this is nothing too different here. And obviously, you want to give Johnny Gargano some momentum going into his match against Finn Balor at TakeOver Portland. And I'm going to call it right now, guys. I think this is going to be the fight of the night here, Sunday night. I mean, with the body of work of Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor, I mean, we could be looking at a 5-star classic here, but we'll wait and see how it all goes down Sunday night. So, Fletch, it's yours.
No doubt about it. Another 3-star fight. I got really nothing more to add. This was a great matchup. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm with Bullock on this one. 3.5 stars. That's the correct rating for this match. You can make an argument that this was also the fight of the night as well. Although, like the others, it was marred by the obvious booking of having a person booked for TakeOver beat someone who isn't. So, but man, what a great matchup here. I could probably say it was Cameron Grimes, alias Trevor Lee from Impact Wrestling, former X Division champion. I think it was his best outing in NXT so far. But then again, look who he was in the ring with. Mr. NXT himself. So that's all I can say on that. So 3.5 stars. I mean, this is another match you can make an argument for fight of the night honors. You really can. So just think about that. So nothing more to say. Let's move on.
Next up, we had on our show here, we had well, there was a couple of promo stuff. All right, Lio Rush versus Angel Garza. The winner gets a shot at the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout and the number one contender is Lio Rush. Wins it in 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Solid fight. I could give this about 2.5 to 3. Lio deserves the opportunity. Being a former champion, he gets another shot at it. So no, I'm good with the outcome. Plus, Angel Garza has been doing a lot with Raw lately, so obviously they're gonna want to keep him away from NXT for a little bit. So Lio Rush deserves the opportunity, and I am pretty sure we might get that. That might be a pre-show fight, guys, on a Sunday night.
Next week.
Oh, it's next week. All right. So therefore, no problem. Lio Rush is going to get a shot at the title next week. So, Anthony, it's yours. 2.5 to 3.
Another rating disagreement here. I'm at 3.25 stars for me. Good action shown with some new reversals that they haven't done before. I assume, like MF said, it signifies that Angel isn't long for NXT anymore and maybe a more permanent fixture on Raw with Zelina Vega. But these things aren't as obvious as they used to be. So that's really all we can say on that. And the Portland card is just too damn stacked. We don't need anything else. I mean, what they have for the card right now is good, is perfect. That's all I can say. Don't make any more adjustments. You don't need to do anything else. You're good where you are. You've already got the greatest NXT TakeOver card I've ever seen. So, although this would have been good as well, but remember, this is not the usual 3.5 to 4 hour pay-per-view event we get from the main roster. So, well done here. Congratulations, Lio Rush. Him and Jordan Devlin next week. That's got show stealer potential. Absolutely. So, more to say here. 3.25 stars. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.25 stars as well. I mean, this was another good match here. I mean, Yeah, I mean, now Leo Rush is going to be facing Jordan Devlin next week for the NXT Cruiserweight title. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be added. So, Fletch, let's move on.
All right. With that said, we're gonna move right along, guys. And the next thing that we had was okay. Unfortunately, we do have a worst fight of the night by default, and it was Bianca Belair versus Santana Garrett. Bianca Belair wins the match in 42 seconds. We will bypass that. There was a lot more promo stuff in the back. Tommaso Ciampa cutting a promo. And now we leave into the main event. Adam Cole versus Kushida. Adam Cole wins the match in 12 minutes and 51 seconds. Holy cow, what a match. Great way to close the show. I could say four to four and a quarter. Second best fight of the night. I think the first fight was a great jump off for NXT. I really got nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours, man.
4 to 4.25 stars. You called it, MF. Absolutely right. Very good action in this one. The only downside was the crowd seemed to cool down throughout the night tonight. Now, I know it's easy to say someone should be higher up in the card with so much talent on the roster, but honest to goodness, seriously, Kushida should be higher up this card and soon. So that's all I can say on this. So another fight of the night contender. This was 4 to 4.25 stars. I could go higher if I wanted to, but I think 4 to 4.25 stars is the correct rating here. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, a great way to close out another great NXT as always.
Yeah, 4 to 4.25 stars. I mean, this was certainly a great match to close out NXT. I mean, yeah, Kushida really gave Adam Cole a run for his money, and I think Kushida's proven himself. I think he's on the rise too, and who knows what could go down the line for this guy. But obviously, you want to give Adam Cole some momentum going into his NXT title fight against Tommaso Ciampa. So there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So I think it's time for the overall review of this show.
All right, Anthony, you lead off.
8 to 8.5. Strong episode from start to finish. Every match got at least 3 stars. The squash match worked. And we got a handful of good promos and video packages. This was the very definition of a go-home show. There were some good matches here, but there was very little surprise on the road to where we're headed. Wrestlers booked in TakeOver beat wrestlers who are not, and it seems like there might be some room for the occasional surprise upset, whether through shenanigans or clean, to add intrigue to upcoming feuds and future feuds. One of the arguments you will see pop up regularly for why AEW continues to win by a similar margin in the Nielsen ratings every week is that NXT seems eminently skippable, kind of the opposite of anything can happen TV. It's almost always a good show, but surprise is hard to come by. With that little nitpick out of the way, it was nice to finally see some more of Kushida, Cameron Grimes, and Bronson Reed, even if their heads are up against a glass ceiling for a few more minutes. TakeOver Portland is the best card I've ever seen, and we'll wait and see what happens on that. And NXT continuing to move up in the is continuing to move up the ranks because it was announced that this Tuesday night, that on the next edition of WWE Backstage, Renee Young, Booker T, and company, they're going to be basking in the glory of their special guest, NXT North American Champion, the Limitless Keith Lee.
Nice.
Keith Lee will be on Backstage. I believe he will be the first NXT superstar to grace the FS1 studios in sunny Los Angeles. So that would be very interesting. It's always fun when they have the special guest star. Charlotte was great last night, and I can only imagine what the Limitless one is going to have to say on Tuesday night. So really nothing more to say on this. 8 to 8.5. But I gotta say, AEW is just a smidgen better. So that's all I can say on this. So Michael Bullock, it was another good show, but I think AEW was just a smidge better than NXT tonight. But hey, NXT continuing to do what they do best. Portland looks incredible. It's the best damn takeover card I've ever seen. So Bullock, your thoughts on everything? Bullock, are you there?
Bullock, unmute your mic, man.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah. I'm going to give it about 8.5 for this edition of NXT. But I think overall, I'm going to give a slight edge to AEW. I think they won the week as far as I'm concerned. And the reason why, I mean, on NXT, we had one cutout. There was none with AEW. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no, AEW wins the week, no doubt about it. I really got nothing more to add here. I'll give this about 8 out of 10, and it was a good show, solid event, but really nothing more to add. So that's it. We're done for the night, and well, let's set the table. So tomorrow is Strictly Sports at 10 p.m. Eastern. Anthony Floyer will be hosting it, and we got a lot. NHL All-Star Weekend. We got to cover that. We got to cover a major trade in Major League Baseball that went down. Mookie Betts going to the LA Dodgers. We're going to break it all down. There wasn't even some chaos that broke out because of that, because it was supposed to be a 3-team deal. Minnesota was supposed to get in. And then at the 11th hour, Minnesota backs out, says, nope, we don't want it. We're out. So the Dodgers and the Red Sox had to redo the deal all over again. They got it. We'll give you all the particulars of that. On top of that, we will be previewing NBA All-Star Weekend. And yes, you guys wanted it. By popular demand, XFL Week 2. We wanted it to see it. We wanted to give it a 1-week try, look, feel about the show, but after the demand, a highly demand that I was getting from a lot of you viewers out there, XFL is now going to be covered in the show on Strictly Sports. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering week 2 of the XFL season. 10 o'clock Eastern, and we're done. So thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock. And thank you guys. As always, you guys know you're the best fans in the world. We love you. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye-bye.